Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. And as usual, I am simulcasting on Rumble and Utizzle. And I hope everyone had a wonderful day today. Oh, my goodness, things are going cuckoo over in Mexico. And I went ahead and got that clip when they were putting the fencing up 4 days ago. Nobody around. Huh. I didn't know you had to give a 2-week notice for your riot, but I don't know. What do I know? But, hey, while people are coming in, getting ready to join us in the chats, I'm going to play some videos like I always do. Blast from the past, little reminders, stuff to keep our feet on the ground. Then we'll be like butter and get on roll.
Actually try to press up on Trump, but you can never get to him.
Yeah.
Because he had ex-FBI agents all around him?
All the time. And I tried a couple of times to press him and make arrangements where I could work with him and earn with him. I did that with other big contractors. I had the power of the unions. I could do all kinds of little things, but I couldn't get to him. He wouldn't bite. He just wouldn't bite. He didn't want to do anything like that. And there was layers of people in the middle. One of my guys said, we'll go up to the office. I said, we'll go up to the office. Everybody around him is an ex-FBI agent. We'll go up to the office, we'll get cuffed, and we'll go right to prison. So forget about Trump. He's a legitimate guy. He don't want to do it. Forget about Trump.
Yeah.
On with this guy. I don't know. Is that the actual painting?
That is the painting.
That's beyond weird.
You know what's telling is where he put that painting. That painting was in the entrance. So when you came in, right, the entrance of his apartment in New York, I believe, that painting was in the entrance. Why? That's a power play. That tells you, wow, I own you.
Wow, big. That's so gangster.
That was in Clinton's?
No, that was in Epstein's apartment.
Holy
Manhattan.
shit.
When you walk into the, I think it's, I mean, we can fact check me, but when you walk into the right, it's there. You put a former president in a dress and high heels in your entry of your apartment. Yeah. What does that say?
I own you.
Wait, is that supposed to be the Lewinsky dress, by the way?
I don't.
You really think that Clintons are involved in Jeffrey Epstein's death? I have no idea. I know he was on his plane 27 times, and he said he was on the plane 4 times. But when they checked the plane log, Bill Clinton, who was a very good friend of Epstein, he was on the plane about 27 or 28 times. So why did he say 4 times? And then the question you have to ask is, did Bill Clinton go to the island? Because Epstein had an island that was not a good place, as I understand it, and I was never there. So you have to ask, did Bill Clinton go to the island? That's the question. If you find that out, you're
Fabricated evidence, and they lied to the courts, and they did all sorts of things to have it go their way. And this was something that we can never allow to happen again. The report actually, and especially when you look into it and the details of the report, are far worse than anything I would have even imagined. What they were doing and what they would have done if I didn't make a certain move that was a very important move, because it would have been even worse if that's possible. And they might have been able to succeed. This was an overthrow of government. This was an attempted overthrow. And a lot of people were in on it, and they got caught. They got caught red-handed. And I look forward to the Durham report, which is coming out in the not-too-distant future. He's got his own information, which is this information plus. And it's an incredible thing that happened, and we're lucky we caught him. I think I'm going to put this down as one of our great achievements, because what we found and what we saw, never, ever should this happen again in our country.
Storm zone.
Yes, sir.
I'm going with. They have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
I think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give the president tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined.
Now the gloves are off. Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and HE in America for their illegal, racist enforcement of the law. The deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables must turn, and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he sees as enemies.
Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
Hi, folks. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing this evening? Nice to see you. Let's see who came by to see me tonight. Ha ha. Hi, Doc. How you doing? Let me make sure I got my volume up. There we go. I got it going on now. Robin, nice to see you. Sherry, Rain, Bubba, ha ha. Randy, nice to see you. Rain says, hi, everyone. Sissy also. Sherry's saying hi. Let's see. Brett, nice to see you. How many Debbies we got? Well, I think we got 2 tonight. Todd, nice to see you. Let's see. Everybody's rolling and hi, Lori. Whiskey, nice to see you. Damon. Well, I tell you. Those first videos I played, you know, there's better clips, cleaner, better audio. They should be being played on every news station. What I played at the beginning, Sammy Gravano talking about how he tried to get to Trump for years in New York, way before he ever ran for president. And now he surrounded himself with FBI guys. He said, I think he said retired. He said he wouldn't bite. He just wouldn't bite. Oh, it kind of sounds like Epstein saying he was the only dog that wouldn't bark. And then you have Trump talking about Bill Clinton on the island. When he was asked a direct question, what was that question they asked him? Do you think the Clintons had anything to do with Epstein reaching his expiration date? They put it in that many terms. Hi, Miss Minder Sue. Nice to see you. CJ. Nice to see you. Flannel Cheese. Elva. All right. So, yeah. That first 4 or 5 minutes I played Alina Habba. Talking about the painting in Clinton's office. I was playing my video for you all the other night. Illegal psychological warfare campaign in real time. And what happened to me? My video got taken down, interrupted, right in the middle of it. So, Randy, nice to see you. Let's see if I get taken down tonight for any of the crazy things I want to talk about. But you know what? Shine bomb. Who's in charge? Who's in charge in Mexico? You remember when Trump was talking about Greenland He was talking about the Danish. He said, you know, they can claim they run the country, that they own the country or whatever. But if you don't have the ability or you don't want to take charge of it, take control of it, and run it properly, you don't deserve it. He was talking about the Danish government and their claims over Greenland. Well, you know, you can apply that to Mexico. I don't want to wear it out, but we've been through it. With Scheinbaum, I played the video where she made a public declaration that she was going to basically protect the cartels and not do anything militarily against them. So I went and found that video. Where did it go? Of them putting the fence up. I was. It was 4 days ago. It was back when Trump gave a sample of his Trump fragrance to that guy from Syria when he asked him how many wives he had. And that was 4 days ago. And I said I didn't get the video of them putting the fence up because it was kind of boring. You know, it was just a guy welding a fence. And I said, well, I didn't understand what are they doing that for? Reminded me of what they did around the Capitol, right? So all of a sudden today, you get this big uproar around the Capitol. Here, everybody's reporting on it. Here you got, the always wonderful and accurate BBC News. Thousands of demonstrators march in the Mexican capital on Saturday. Find out why here. There are thousands of protests. Government in Mexico has clashes leave 120 injured. Seems everybody's using that picture I used. Police injured as thousands march in Gen Z. Is that what it is? Is it Gen Z protests or is it international groups, kind of like Antifa? Or is it cartels? Those look like Gen Z people to you? They'll use whoever they can use. Or do you think it's more like cartel action? I just got a notification. Sorry, folks. I didn't want to disturb it. I don't want my... Oh, hold on. I got to do something here. Doing a live. I got to let somebody know I'm doing a live. I'm not going to gripe. There we go. Otherwise, I keep getting, hi, Bill, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, give me my thumbs ups, everybody. I didn't get, my screen's frozen now. Oh, my gosh. No, boy. Come on. There, everything's frozen. All right. I'll just have to shut off everything before I go live from now on. There we go. It's moving now. All right. So anyway, back to whatever my train of thought was. This thing seemed, how can you not think it's planned out? Many of you in the chats right now were with me when I was talking about this. I put up a still photo of this guy welding, and I said the palace was kind of like the palace at Versailles. It was huge. Remember me saying that? And I said they're welding up a big fence around there. This was 4 days ago. So then they have all this stuff going on. You see the guy there on the ladder. Do you see nobody? How did they get that kind of warning? Or is this choreographed? Let me show you the video. Watch how big the building is. And look, do you see anybody out there menacing the place? And some of them must have been some pretty crappy welds because they used rope and pulled that that fencing right down. So it was a lot of video I can't show you all because it is violent. And but I do have a little snippet, and there were thousands of people there, but I don't know if you can see it real good in this clip, but you had regular civilians, I'll call them, and then the combatants, I'll call them combatants. I mean, they were dressed ready for battle. And you'll see hospital masks, just like the COVID thing. That's what's tuning me into this is some kind of setup or something, because who the heck's walking around with those surgical masks on? But then you have the helmeted rioters. Where do you see that? Oh, Antifa. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Oh, yeah. But anyway, here they are. So what kind of operation is this? What kind of operation is this is what I'm saying. What do they send them a card and say, hey, put some weld some metal panels and fencing up because Saturday we're coming. Like I said, there are people that are doing nothing but thinking day and night how they can use their resources, what they have left. And it's still considerable because it's a worldwide Marxist uprising, infiltration. So they still have considerable resources. But if you can't mobilize them in a way that's worthwhile, what good is it? So they're constantly dreaming up narratives, scenarios, like you had J and then 6. And then Brazil had almost the exact same thing with their own CUE shaman, right? So almost exact same theatrical production in Brazil. So were they trying to make this seem like, well, Trump set the precedent because you got BBC News. And might as well just go ahead and lump in a lot of the other ones that have held the narrative about Trump, what he said during that speech, which they took out of context. You put them all together in a conspiracy, a colluding to set a narrative. What are they going to set a narrative now? Well, if Trump hadn't done what he did back during January, 6th, that wouldn't have happened here. Who knows? You're dealing with people who have nothing better to do but connive. And they have nothing else available to them because they have no other talents but to connive. They could never achieve the wealth and power that they have by playing it straight. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you. Hebrew. Nice to see you, Melvita. Outlandish. Yes, people are crazy. I think we have deduced that Boy, I don't want to ruin y'all's day. Should I show you this or not? I guess I'll go ahead and show it to you. If you think you got it bad, here. When you open your eyes, put this on your meta page. When you first open your eyes, you realize that your life is going to suck. Hi, Pappy. Nice to see you. So, poor little thing, look at him crying his eyeballs out. Whoa, there they are. Support the, Carlos Mendoza. The mayor that got lost his life. Well, there are two mayors. You know, people are reacting with fear. When you have one of them got shot, and I showed you a picture of his cowboy hat laying there, and a fuzzy picture of him right in front of his family during a social event in his village or town or city or whatever. And then he had another one. They beheaded him and put his head on the hood of his own car. You know, people are, you know, what are they supposed to do? The government can't protect them, or is the government in on it with them? And it's like Trump said, the cartels are running Mexico. They're running a lot. They've got influence in our government. Like I said, long green. They got that long green. And I think we're going to start seeing it exposed. Whoa. See what anybody else? Well, we had another cartel submarine bit to us. Did I get a clip of that? Oh, yeah. Right here. 17-second clip. I wonder why that is. Oh, this must be another one, because I had another submarine where you could barely see it under the waves. This is one skipping right across the top. So they must have got two. I know they got enough. They got at least two submarines. I'm going to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene in a minute, but I want to bring up something weird. You all remember when Jack Smith first charged Trump? And he had to show up in New York. And he stayed in Bedminster. Dan Scavino, after Trump left the courthouse, after being indicted in his arraignment, Scavino posted a video of the Trump convoy heading into Bedminster at night with the lights going and passing trees and going down a country road and pulling up to the front of the property at Bedminster. And the song he was playing, I said, y'all know what that song is? And we were messing around in the chats and stuff about what the song was. The song was Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera is here inside your mind. Remember that, folks? How many of you all remember that? Long green means money goes from the fingertips all the way up to your shoulder. If you lay that money out on your arm, Melvita. I was talking about a guy he was born in the 1920s. He was doing business in the late 40s, 50s, 60s, and that's what they used to call it. I got a long green and a long reach and a lot of power. And that's what the cartels have. We know they're involved with the government in Arizona. And this business of Trump and the pot or hemp or whatever people are getting mad about, I'm going to play a little clip for you all about that too. Because Trump doesn't care about pot. He cares about who's controlling it. He's going to shut down illegal operations. I'll get into that in a minute too. But anyway, do you all remember the Phantom of the Opera thing that Dan Scavino posted that song while he was putting up Trump driving back to Bedminster after being indicted? Well, today on Truth Social, somebody posted something. This right here. And a lot of people probably don't even know what it is. Trump 2028. It was either Trump or Scavino put this up. Might have been the White House. Is it the White House? It was one of those entities. It's Phantom of the Opera. Scavino played it after he first got charged. It gets posted on Truth Social today. Or yesterday, I'm sorry. And what do I see on Utizzle? Yesterday was the 100th anniversary of, I guess that would be 1925. The movie with Lon Chaney Jr., Phantom of the Opera. It's a 100-year anniversary. Well, I got a picture of that. Where'd it go? Here it is. There it is. Do y'all ever see the 1925 movie, Phantom of the Opera, with Lon Chaney Jr.? Might have been Lon Chaney Sr. So, yeah, it's a calm of some sort. The music, the posting, the anniversary, right on the anniversary. Hi, Jeffrey. Justin, how you doing? Raven. Jerry. Yeah, I'll get to the hemp thing in a bit. Don't judge Trump or get angry at Trump over that hemp thing till we discuss it some, because there's a method. The cartels have taken that over in this country with the help of politicians. Bob Menendez went to jail, right? How many years did he get? 10 years, 15 years? His gold bars. What was he doing? He was helping foreign entities establish a stranglehold, exclusive on halal food in this country. Violating the Sherman Antitrust Act and all this other stuff, and working as a foreign agent. Well, same thing if you have cartels run all these big pot-producing places. But like I said, I'll get to that in a minute. I tell you what, if pot was your biggest problem, you'd have it made. This country's got bigger problems than pot. Oh, I can't smoke my pot. Jesus Christ, they're getting ready to what do I mean get ready to? They've already tried to pump everybody full of stuff that will wipe out half the population if they could have their way. Oh, but I want my pot. You'll get your pot. Don't worry about it. Like I said, if pot was your biggest problem, you'd have it made. We got a lot more to worry about besides that. We got an evil cabal that's trying to destroy humanity. Let's take care of that. Oh my God. Yeah, Hebrew, they better learn Russian. Most everybody that smokes pot's been doing it with relatively little interference from the government since the 1960s. In high school, in judgeships, police officers, 70s, 80s, 90s. And anyway, I'll get to that in a minute now. This Latin American stuff. Scheinbaum is losing control. Gavin Newsom is in Brazil. What the hell's Gavin Newsom doing in Brazil? You're governor here. Why are you here? The influence of cartels is a lot bigger than a lot of people realize. And they're criminals, okay? They're murderers, right? Okay? They don't care. They'll help the deep state. They'll help the cabal. They'll help the satanists, right? We got to get our backyard cleaned up. Here's a meme somebody put up. Gavin Newsom's redistricting plan right here. Gavin Newsom's new redistricting plan for California. He wants to get all of Latin America to influence our elections. Let me get that down. Yeah. Trump says that Maduro wants to talk to him. Maduro, you got Newsom in Brazil, Mexico blowing up, Venezuela, news agencies claiming Trump's going to invade them. Trump says, well, I pretty much know what I'm going to do. And he's not telling the news agencies. Well, here you got Maduro. He sings the commie national anthem. That's what I've called it before. John Lennon saying, imagine all the people. And rallying his troops for peace, supposedly. Contacting Trump, saying he wants to talk to Trump. Claiming that he arrested some operatives with the CIA that were planning a disruption. Okay. Remember that? That was about a week ago. Hi, Graybeard. How you doing? But anyway, here he is. And I saw the crowd. You'll see some of the crowd, I think, in here. It's in kind of a narrow street. So you got walls on one side, walls on the other. It's not that narrow. It's pretty wide. But it's to get the crowd together to make it look like there's 10,000 people. But, all this is communist apparatchiks showing up, bureaucrats and everything like that. But anyway, you'll hear him sing the communist national anthem a little bit. And it's translated down at the bottom what he's trying to say to his people, his hangers-on. Those are trying to hang on to the bureaucracy.
Segundo punto de trabajo. Peace, peace, peace. Hacer todo por la paz. Como decía John Lennon, ¿no? Alfred Nazaret, ¿cómo era la canción de John Lennon? Imagine us people. Mira, son jodedores, ¿vale? Qué canción tan bella. La letra, para las más jóvenes, busquen la letra. Es una inspiración para todos los tiempos, es un himno para todas las épocas y generaciones que dejó John Lennon como regalo a la humanidad. Que viva la memoria eterna de ese gran poeta y música, John Lennon.
He called it an anthem. It's an anthem for the people. It's an anthem for the commies. But anyway, so we can multitask, okay? Oh, this one here is for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think I'm not happy about this breakup, but it's going on and people are picking sides, and I'm staying with Trump as always. But just a little reminder to Marjorie Taylor Greene: before you mess with Trump and after you mess with Trump. But anyway, we can do multiple things. We're dealing with the Russia-Ukraine, of course. The Democrats and Rhino Republicans are beating a drum about the Epstein files. Actually, the 4 minutes I played at the beginning of this video should put anything to bed about what people are talking about with Trump with the Epstein files. And it should be quality videos being played about that on the national news, not left up to people like me, okay, who don't have the wherewithal, the production quality and everything like that. But anyway, we got multiple things going on. Here we got, it's being reported here, U.S. Marines from the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit will conduct training exercises with the Armed Forces of Trinidad and Tobago this Sunday until November 21st. All this is happening near Venezuela. And then this is again, Ruski News. When Trump said he knows what he's going to do with Venezuela. The audio on Air Force One is horrible. Trump plans to fight Venezuela. I kind of made up my mind, but I can't say exactly what the decision will be. And of course, that means to the left, oh, he's going to invade it. He's trying to distract from the Epstein files. Let me see if there's anything else about. I'm going to go ahead and go through the overseas news real quick. What are the Ukrainian military channels saying about the situation in Pokrovsk? In brief, they report that the Ukrainian military is doomed to death and blocked in Pokrovsk because the command did not give the order to withdraw in time. Help cannot break through to them. Keep in mind, about 4 days ago, Zelensky put out a statement that said, oh, the rumors about the Russians breaking through in a fog, it was just a small group of people and it didn't amount to anything. So I showed the video of the soldiers coming through the fog into this area, and they were saying, oh, we still got control of it. Everything's fine. Now we're hearing that they're doomed to death because they can't get out. And I showed you the video of the heavy fog. So things are moving with the Ukrainian situation. And who knows if it's going to accelerate. A moment of surrealism. The UK authorities intend to quadruple the waiting period for residence permits for illegal immigrants to 20 years, announced Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood, who is in fact Pakistani herself. This is the UK now. She explained that an assessment of the situation will be conducted every 2 years. If the country from which the refugee arrived is recognized as safe for return during this time, they will be deported back to their homeland. So that's a U-turn. That's a huge U-turn. But it is ironic that the person making the announcement is in fact themselves a immigrant, refugee, migrant, whatever you want to call them. But they're changing big time their policy. Here, what's this about? Something happened to the Russia-phobe Rupk from Bild. That's a writer from a magazine called Bild. He stated, that's a German magazine, he stated that Ukraine is moving towards strategic defeat. The situation can no longer be concealed by either PR actions of the Ukrainian General Staff or attempts by the government in Kiev to downplay or ignore it. So here we have Germans who were saying, well, we might send troops. We might send long-range missiles. Now they're saying things are looking bad. And no talk is going to change it. Here we go. Here's Maduro. The American press writes that Maduro is trying to bribe Trump by offering the U.S. control over part of Venezuela's resources. The president proposed to transfer the rights to a significant part of the resources to the U.S. without military intervention. Well, off the top of my head, I can say that Trump doesn't want your tar. He's called it mud, tar, filthy, dirty oil, that it takes more to refine it to gasoline than it's freaking worth. Hi, Mac. How you doing? Hi, Ann. Kim, nice to see you. Darla. Did I miss anybody? So anyway, no. So Maduro's getting nervous. He's trying to throw stuff out there that Trump really don't want. Now, remember who came to visit Trump and who tried to steal what's her name, our press secretary, from us, just playing around. Viktor Orban, right? Who's Viktor Orban with Hungary? Hungary. Well, here we go. Hungary will not allow the Ukrainian mafia, that's a quote, into the European Union, nor low-quality Ukrainian grain into the European market. I can't say his first name. I'll try it. Zijarto stated. So more pressure being put on Ukraine. Inferior grain? I didn't know they had inferior grain, did you? Here we go again. What's going on with Ukraine? The number of Ukrainian armed forces soldiers who have gone AWOL will soon equal the number of fighting soldiers, said a Ukrainian deputy. That's from Ukraine, not from sources somewhere. According to Roman Kostenko, 80% of men run away from training centers and millions of draft dodgers simply hide. Remember, the German foreign ministers, I read their statement the other day where they said Ukrainian men need to go home and protect their own country. So another change in their policy. I'm talking about Europeans in general, the UK flipping, and now the Germans. And the admission by the Ukrainians. They got more people deserting than they got fighting. So what I'm trying to point out is two areas are heating up. Latin America and the Ukraine are heating up. And it can snowball, okay? The U.S. has reopened the long-closed Roosevelt Roads naval base in Puerto Rico as part of a major military buildup near Venezuela. We're getting signals from Ukraine and from the Europeans. They're backing away from Ukraine. Zelensky's going, I think, to Sweden to beg for gasoline and admitting that people are surrounded in a key area. And then you have this buildup happening, these exercises happening, riots happening in Mexico, Gavin Newsom down in Brazil, Maduro, like my dad used to say, let that dog come to you. He's coming to Trump, wanting to work something out. Colombian military conducted bombings near the border with Venezuela, killing 9 members of a group involved in cocaine trafficking. This was reported by Agence France Presse, citing a source from Ministry of Defense. It's getting hot in here. What's this? Peter Sijitso, or whatever his name is, stated that Hungary will send $1.5 million to Lebanon instead of Ukraine. Hungary's national security interests are peace in the Middle East. We will not use our share in the European peace facility to arm Ukraine. Instead, we will allocate $1.5 million to support the Lebanese armed forces, clarified the Hungarian foreign minister. Again, that's Viktor Orban's man, and Viktor Orban just left the White House last week from meeting with Trump. Hi, Mac. How you doing? Here we go. Everybody got their food stamps. 2 weeks without food stamps, and they're all wanting to get a 5-finger discount. Oh yeah, somebody's getting a lot of money. Well, we were talking about Zelensky getting King Charles's childhood home in London. He went over there and bought it and settled on it. And then you got Hunter Biden giving interviews. Oh, and I think there's another report. Let me see. I'll scroll down about the power in Ukraine. It's out. Most major cities. What does Hunter got to say about that? He's on an energy board. I believe he's still on that energy board. Getting $85,000, $8,000 a month or whatever he gets. I can't find. If I come across it, I'll get it. Oh, this is what I wanted to play when I was doing my opening, saying, "Hi, folks, how you doing?" It's Mountain Man. I was going to play this while I was doing that, and I forgot. I had to let somebody out. You know who I'm talking about, right? Ha ha. So anyway, let's see, with this business of Marjorie Taylor Greene, let's get that out of the way. How many of y'all are with Marjorie Taylor Greene? I don't dislike her. I just don't understand where she's coming from. We need all the FaceTime and stuff focused on the stuff that's coming out, not somebody going on The View, all right, acting like a middle-of-the-road person, getting along with people like Sonny Hostin and Joy Reid, or Joy What's-Her-Face, and doing press conferences with Gloria Allred, when we've got, like right here, when we're dealing with the effects of this, criminal, migration, spiking in 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, it collapsed when Trump got elected, but Biden was president through all of 2024. But look at that spike. And we're dealing with stuff like that. We're dealing with the disclosures that they tried to unseat Donald Trump. And the unspoken messages that they're all involved in trying to end his life also. We've got a communist taking over one of our major cities. We got all these disclosures about the VAX. And she's running around keeping the Epstein business on the front page. Right when there's all this unsupported insinuations that Trump was involved with Epstein, when we know exactly the opposite. So Marjorie, what are you doing? What are you thinking about? President Trump cuts ties with wacky Marjorie Taylor Greene. Who posted this? ABC. I'm not going to split with. She's the one splitting with MAGA, not me, not Trump. Excuse me. There's an old saying: you got to pick your battles. And she's picking a battle that's given her, I don't know, FaceTime, making new friends. I don't know. You can't make friends with these people, Marjorie. And then you hear stuff about her being involved in these stock trades where she took a couple $100,000, her paramour or whatever. Did she get married again or what? And then they end up with $20 million or $25 million. Have you all heard about that? Fernando, how are you doing? Who sang that song? Fernando. That's back in when was that? That was back in the 70s, wasn't it? Help me out with that. Who sang that song? But anyway, she's got problems. And then she puts out, like I said, everybody needs to get on board and stay focused on the serious issues. The cartel's influence in this country, fentanyl production, okay? Getting the migrants out, doing something about this insurrection across numerous cities in numerous states, all blue, correcting the, I'll say irregularities in the elections, making sure this can never happen again. Abba, yeah. I don't want to get a copyright strike, otherwise I'd sing it. They'll think I'm playing the real tape. But anyway, we have got so much stuff that we're closing in on. And what's she doing? Dragging Trump and MAGA through the Epstein dung. Okay? And here she is, USA Today, which can't stand Trump. They can't stand Trump. So they're going to put up anything that's not going to help Trump, and they'll use Marjorie Taylor Greene to hurt Trump. And why she let herself be a tool. I certainly hope we can make up, Greene told CNN. What's she doing on CNN? CNN and you're going to do anything for you? When asked if the president and the Georgia Republican have a path forward. Well, here she's at Epstein Files Transparency Act. There she is. And a quote from her, I certainly hope we can make up. I can only speak for myself. I'm a Christian. Oh, then it gets into her having an affair while she was married. Okay? And her husband didn't do anything wrong. And he ends up with a destroyed married life. And his wife is with Greasy Joe down the street. And next thing you know, she's in some kind of stock trades and dealings and worth $25 million. And getting in, instead of a swamp, it's a hot tub with people like CNN reporters and The View. I remember saying, they're going to have Marjorie Taylor on The View. This is going to be fireworks. I thought she would be standing up for Trump. She didn't. Absolutely not. She just fanned flames. So I don't know what her problem is. But she's touting she's a Christian after she gets in that situation of being unfaithful and having an affair and whatever she's doing. You're no Anita Bryant, Marjorie. Okay? I mean, you did great and stuff. I don't know why you're doing what you're doing. And they put down here on her fight with President Donald Trump over the controversy surrounding the accused sex trafficker, Jeffrey Epstein. Trump is not fighting. He says he doesn't care what they do. He's saying focus on something else and don't get distracted. Don't be an idiot. But you get Gloria Allred, got influence, can get hold of media people, a TV personality, a lawyer, and you get all these rhino Republicans, and the siren song they sing to her, she just can't resist it. Or maybe she got herself in some sticky wicket, with that stock dealings. I don't know. But it makes no damn sense. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene probably couldn't get elected dog catcher now. I wouldn't support her. Doesn't mean I dislike her. She just got me stumped. Trump put up Marjorie Taylor Greene as a disgrace to our great Republican Party. Trump's not dumb, and he knows stuff we don't know. Keep that in mind. That he would not be coming out this strong for nothing. And when we're sitting here going, oh man, we found out about this. Oh man, we found out about that. All these revelations that are coming out now, like with J.P. Morgan, right? And with Adam Schiff being charged. Letitia James. All these big cases before the Supreme Court about tariffs. Things that we've got to get momentum up and talk about to keep our movement going. Not to be throwing cinder blocks in the road with Jeffrey Epstein's name on them. So yeah, I would be PO too. And it gives nothing, gives the Democrats who have nothing. It gives them something to chew on, something to stir up stuff about. Why would she give them ammunition? What's this one? Let me see. Oh, Unaffordable Care Act. Yeah. We're dealing with that. we just barely got the government back opened up. And she's on her own crusade. Trump put this out. Will John Brennan finally get his just desserts? Why did he put that out? Something's going to happen. Yeah, there's a bunch going to be primaried. Yeah. Trump mentioned that. What was it? The Indiana? I got that one truth from him about Indiana congressman. They got to flush that bowl. Flush that toilet bowl in Indiana. You're seeing who your friends are. Trump put up a bunch of quotes from people about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not the only one, and I am not bashing her. I am stumped why she's doing what she's doing. Trump reposted this. You've literally been all over the map since he told you the truth. You're not built for the Senate, and you never will be. You speak on things wildly without having any deep understanding of any subject you speak on. Your Doge subcommittee was a complete failure, with the most successful part of it was the freshman congressman from Texas. Oh, don't forget, folks, we're finding out about the millions and millions and millions of people who shouldn't be on SNAP getting it. Okay, millions and millions and millions and millions of illegal aliens getting housing, okay, getting all kinds of stuff. The majority of the population didn't even know about it. And she's going, I wonder if the Epstein victims will ever find justice. You have done nothing but opportunistically let liberals pass you around like a cheap political football on television for media hits where they sing your praises and pretend that you are being bold and asking great questions. You have no solutions. You're a grandstander, and now you're being called out for it. Best of luck. You're going to need it. I concur. I mean, the news programs are 30 minutes. Take away the commercials. It's 18 minutes? You got 18 minutes to tell the world what's going on. When you got Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about Epstein, they don't have to talk about all the fraud we're discovering. They don't have to talk about all the driver's licenses that were issued to illegal aliens that gave them the right to vote. I mean, we could write a list of things that are bombshells about what's going on in the country, and she's digging up a 10-year-old, 15-year-old issue. Andrew Pollack says he fights for for America every day. You seem focused on getting likes. Nikki said, hope it was worth it, sellout. I'm from a district similar to yours, Massey's, in fact. I know my family, friends, and I cannot wait to vote against Massey. I bet many of your voters feel the same. Don't pretend it's just about the files. Others are doing the same, and we're fine with that. Yeah. There's something more to it than her grandstanding. She's going out her way to suck the air out of the room about all the criminality we're finding out about. Not we already know, but that other Americans need to hear about. She's just stepping right in the way of the headlines, babbling about Epstein. She's a babbler. First word said, your political future just ended. And I agree. You chose your side. A guy named Jay. You chose your side. You joined the Democrats. You want to better your political future in 2028 instead of helping President Trump fix this country, which is why we voted for him again. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. I'm sure Whoopi's always going to hire you on The View. Exactly. Oh, she had a great time on The View. I thought it would be some kind of confrontation. I thought she would stand up. I thought she would highlight the things that were being presented to the American people. We got Muslim enclaves in major cities. People can't afford their property taxes going through the roof. We're paying for millions and millions of students who can't even speak English. And we got to feed them too, and get them a car, and get them clothes, and put them in the house. Oh, but we had to talk about Epstein. When Virginia Giuffre lost her life, she already wrote a book about it and exonerated Donald Trump. And that's the thing, when she does bring it up, she doesn't do anything to exonerate Trump. She acts like everybody's hiding something, and I'm on a crusade to find out. Oh, okay. Like this one here. You on this person's side, Marjorie? I don't always text during congressional hearings, but when I do, it's to get advice from convicted sex offenders, pedophiles, and human traffickers. Hi, Roland. Who's this person? Do you all know who this person is? This is the kind of stuff she should be talking about, Marjorie. Epstein was texting with Democrat member Stacey Plaskett in Congress during the Michael Cohen hearing. Stacey Plaskett. Remember that name, folks. I'll get to her in a minute. This is the kind of stuff Marjorie Taylor Greene should be talking about. Stacey Plaskett. What is it about her? She was texting Epstein, had her in his phone. See what this says. Hold on. Newly released documents reviewed by the Washington Post seem to indicate that during a 2019 hearing where Michael Cohen testified, Jeffrey Epstein was texting with Delegate Stacey Plaskett, Democrat. Where? Virgin Islands. Virgin Islands. The Post reviewed multiple video feeds from the hearing and matched the texts, which were set in Pacific time.
Barack Obama was president of the United States. And while we were once driving through a struggling neighborhood in Chicago, he commented that only black people could live that way. Attorney-client privilege, yes, I will turn it over.
You, as my friend Mr. Meadows pointed out, misled this committee even today in a written submission that contradicted your testimony. You have suggested you are going to review that. Are you going to review it in our next break to correct the record, yes or no?
Yes.
Question, you helped out the president's campaign or were involved in the campaign as a representative, as a spokesman, even in your words today. It was your idea for the campaign dating back to 2011. Is that accurate, yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Weisenberg and other individuals, Ms. Rona. Who are those individuals? Are they with the Trump Organization?
They
and
are.
Are there other people that we should be meeting with?
So, Alan Weisselberg is the chief financial officer.
Uh-huh. You got to quickly give us as many names as you can so we can get to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Miss Rona, what is Miss Rona's position?
Rona Graff is Mr. Trump's executive assistant.
And would she be able to corroborate many of the statements that you've made here?
Yes, her office is directly next to his, and she's involved in a lot that went on.
So it was Jeffrey Epstein trying to tell her what questions to ask? And wait a minute, I really don't know. Can anybody answer me? Search your memory banks. Was Epstein in jail in 2019? February 27th, 2019? If he was, how could he text from jail? But anyway, whether or not he was in jail or not, he had a personal relationship with this woman. Jeffrey Epstein himself. You hear Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about that? Why the hell not, Marjorie? And Trump does not use that word traitor lightly. Okay? So you got the side eye from me, Marjorie, and you always will. Unless you're part of an op and you redeem yourself later. So you look up Stacey Plaskett, right? There she is. She gets her makeup tips from Sonny Houston, right? Stacey Elizabeth Plaskett is an American politician and attorney serving since 2015 as a delegate to the United States House of Representatives. And, somebody just randomly, somebody with the House of Representatives. She must be a respectable person, right? Then you go a little deeper, which most people don't do. People don't do. Here's what you find out. Whoa. Here she is, smiling eye. An American politician, attorney since 2015, from the United States Virgin Islands at-large congressional district. She's a delegate, not a member of the House. And she practiced law in New York City, Washington, D.C., and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Why is this important? I'll give you a little hint. JX, how you doing? Boomers are booming, yeah. First of all, I'll play that in a second here. Right here. Whose picture do we see? Jeffrey Epstein. This is a video from a couple of years back. Okay? And they talk about, guess what? They talk about Jeffrey Epstein texts, emails, okay? Wait till you hear the second half of it. But it's all important,
For bankers in America at the very high level, the emails that Li Fong posted to Twitter, you have one from a Mary Erdoes at jpmorgan.com official email to an unknown person saying, obviously they're at a party. This is, really late at night. The first email is about 8:30. This has turned into a cheesy broker fest. Totally not cool. The only cool people here are at Glenn's table. Same as bat mitzvah. So maybe they've known each other for some time. The response is at 1:20 a.m. Epstein there with Miley Cyrus. And so this is like official JP Morgan emails where this exchange is happening. Was Epstein actually there with Miley Cyrus? We don't know. But the fact that they made the joke shows that these bankers on their JP Morgan emails are comfortable joking about the billionaire being out with young girls.
They were comfortable joking about a lot of really sketchy stuff. You know, we've read these emails in the past talking about who's your favorite, like, Disney princess. It suggests, again, a deep familiarity with the kind of bad and illegal stuff that Jeffrey Epstein was interested in and had already been convicted for, would eventually be arrested for again. Yet right up until the very end, I've talked about this several times, but I think it's always worth bringing up, including given her, you know, recent crusade, the higher media profile she has sought for herself as part of the pushback from Democrats on Twitter files and on RFK Jr. Stacey Plaskett, the delegate of the Virgin Islands, you know, has been front and center at these hearings, accusing, you know, Matt Taibbi of perjury, accusing RFK Jr. Virgin Islands, trying to get Jeffrey Epstein at her fundraisers as recently as 2018, I believe, the year before he was arrested again and then died in allegedly suicide in prison. You know, this was someone with full knowledge and awareness of his wrongdoing, was courting his influence, his access to funds and to important wealthy people.
Right. Plaskett originally said that she wasn't really aware that he was donating. She was completely unaware of his donations to her campaign, which, you know, then she had to say in deposition last month.
Just a lie.
Yeah, she was directly invited.
Yeah, you can see the emails from her team saying, "Oh, he's going to be there." He gets a personal invite.
Not just for the political dealings, but was an attorney at the tax firm that worked with Jeffrey Epstein. So even before she ran for public office, she knew Jeffrey Epstein. But then there's obvious documents where she's asking that he be invited to the events. She was clearly aware, most likely directly had been speaking with.
And Jeffrey Epstein, you know, had his own agenda for the Virgin Islands. He wanted the sex offender policies of the Virgin Islands changed. I wonder why that could be. He was paying for some government officials, I think, schooling for their kids. You know, this is, and this is something I've, again, mentioned when we talk about this lawsuit, but because the lawsuit is from Virgin Islands to JP Morgan, but it seems pretty clear that a lot of the government officials of the Virgin Islands were very much complicit in the exact kind of nefarious, you know, we'll find out if it's illegal, who knows, but very icky behavior that they're going after JP Morgan for their relationship to Jeffrey Epstein, that they are complicit as well.
Did you hear that last part? Trump called directly for an investigation of JP Morgan, okay? Among other people. But you see on the screen, she was tangled up with Bill Gates. She was tangled up with Jeffrey Epstein. She was tangled up with JP Morgan. Unexplained money. Kind of like Marjorie. I don't know. But anyway, I shouldn't have said that. Well, maybe I should have. But why aren't you talking about that, Marjorie? And the one I think she's, in my mind, most famous for saying, right here. Maybe now you all will remember who Stacey Plaskett is.
Having Trump not only have had the codes, but now having the classified information for Americans and being able to put that out and share it in his resort with anyone and everyone who comes through should be terrifying to all Americans, and he needs to be stopped.
Remember that, folks? I saved that video from a long time ago. And I dug it up and found it. Well, JX, she might be solid, but she's finished politically. The Democrats are going to stab her in the back. The rhinos are going to stab her in the back, and MAGA won't forgive her. Won't forgive her for doing this Epstein distraction thing and helping the media cover up all the stuff that's really going on, that really being exposed. unless she comes up with some, she was part of a psyop to engage more people to be interested in the Epstein thing that never would have been. So when the bomb drops, they're paying attention. They can't help but see it. Maybe that's the play. Then, if that's the case, all is forgiven, Marjorie. All is forgiven. What makes a good movie? Good actors, right? I give her the benefit of the doubt, just like I do with many other people, like Christopher Ray, Bill Barr, Jeff Sessions. When people were getting on Jeff Sessions, you never know. No, you don't have to do all in caps. JX. Type like a normal person. I've been up for an hour and 20 minutes. I've already had the conversation. You need to listen to what I said a half an hour ago and see the videos that I just finished playing that I worked my ass off to put on YouTube that people have forgotten all about. Okay, that's me talking in caps, okay? So stop printing in caps or I'm going to block you. Well, I'm old too and I wear glasses. Sometimes I put on 2 pairs of reading glasses. I got them right here. I can put them on in case I can't. I put 2 pairs of reading glasses on. You think I'm a spring chicken? I'm anything but. But anyway, you are the Marjorie Taylor Greene bandwagon. God bless you. That's all right with you. I did not say anything bad about Marjorie Taylor Greene. You can ask the people in the chats. I said she chose poorly. Okay? And she's focusing on something that is distracting people from the massive fraud that's going on in this country. We got to have people focus. If you guys enjoy my efforts and my work, I have a link for Buy Me a Coffee in the description. And I want to thank everybody that's helped out this weekend. I tell you, this week already, I had Mike and Bev stop by. Thank you, Mike and Bev. I won't get skunked. And also Wayne helping out. We're already in the 3rd week of the month. JX, I'm going to tell you one more time. You do capitals one more time, you're out of here. I don't like blocking people. I want people to make friends and have discussions. You need to go back and watch the whole video after I'm finished with my live before you start getting into things we've already talked about. I'm moving on. But anyway, I have a link in the description. And, in my Rumble description too, I will... Let me see if I can put in make friends, JX. How to make friends and influence people. You're old, you remember that book. How does that work? I can't even remember the daggone thing. There we go. I can't even remember what the link is. You go to just trying to divide us, Debbie. Not JX, but troublemakers trying to divide us. They're trying to. So people won't pay attention to what's going on. The general public is finding out that we have a bunch of communists in charge, and they have been giving away entry into this country to people that put a huge financial burden on American citizens, with tens of millions of people who need to be fed, clothed, housed, school. And they're giving them the right to vote. And they're not even citizens and don't even speak our language. That's what we need to focus on. And they're organizing resistance to physical violent resistance to prevent us from making these people leave our country. To a degree where we have people in our country celebrating another person being murdered. So no, I don't want to talk about the damn Epstein files. We've been talking about them for 15 flipping years.
That we need to make sure that the people who do the work to make America what it is, those folks, not the billionaires, get treated with respect and dignity.
Communist prattle. The people, not the billionaires. The people. And that's one, Randy Weingarten, who's in charge of teaching children to hate their country and to change their genitalia. That's what I'm worried about. Not Gloria Allred. Here's some migrants built an addition in their home, to their home, in this community, right here.
Courtney Leonard lives literally in the shadow of the new addition being built onto her next-door neighbor's house.
Design-wise, it doesn't look anything like what it's attached to or anything else in the neighborhood.
Other neighbors tell us they're okay with this, that 3 generations of a very nice family will be living here. That family told us they had nothing to add to our story.
It feels like it's not real. When you see it, I mean, you've seen it, so yeah, it's shocking.
Katie Dash lives several blocks away and says she's alarmed, like many who know about this.
And so I think we're all just concerned if it could happen to her, it could happen to any of us, and I'm still confused how it was approved. I think that's our biggest issue in the neighborhood. It's like, how there has to be something wrong.
It's been weeks and weeks of back and forth, and I love this neighborhood, and the people in it have been so helpful. It just feels like there's nowhere else to go at this point.
We turned to Pat Harity for clarification. He's the Fairfax County supervisor for this area and has been out to see this with his own eyes.
Clearly does not belong in our suburban neighborhoods, a structure like that, 8.5 feet from the property line, three stories tall for the length of the lot. It has no place. And we need to fix our zoning ordinance to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Supervisor Harity says he's going to propose that fix at the board's meeting next Tuesday. In the meantime, late today, we heard from Fairfax County staff that while this addition does fall within the zoning guidelines for height, as built, it's too close to Courtney's property line, and so construction has been paused.
If you can't speak English, how you going to read zoning laws and building plans and everything? They just put up this big cracker box right next to somebody's house. It would go. That would look all right in Guadalajara, but not here. Oh, I put my link in the description for Buy Me a Coffee if anybody wants to help out. Help support channel. If you're watching after the live, you can cut the chats on and it'll show up. If you can't get it off the... anyway, here, if you can't get it off the description, I got it in the chats at the 1:27 mark. 1 hour, 27 minutes. Here, I think this is the one where Trump was talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not sure. He's not sweating it.
Look, I can't tell him. Will you let...
I had to stop it. I'm going to start it again. This is where he busts this reporter's chops. They interrupt him. Watch his face when he gets interrupted.
Look, I can't tell him. Will you let me finish my statement? You are the worst. You're with Bloomberg, right? You are the worst. I don't know why they even have you. We've had some great interviews with Tucker Carlson, but you can't tell him who to interview. I mean, if he wants to interview Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, they're trying to... why are they aggravating Trump with who Tucker Carlson is interviewing. Like Trump said, I can't do anything about it. If he wants to interview Nick Fuentes, I don't even know who Nick Fuentes is. I don't care. But apparently he says some wackadoodle stuff, and they're trying to tie Trump to it. He could care less who Tucker Carlson interviews. So anyway, he's always got to battle the dopey press, a rigged press, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is just helping them. Helping the fake news.
You are calling for could be a smoke screen to block the release of more files. Is that the case?
Well, I don't want to talk about it because fake news like you're a terrible reporter, and fake news like you, they just keep bringing that up to deflect from the tremendous success of the Trump administration. So a guy like Massey, his poll numbers are showing he's at 6% approval rating right now. And we call him Rand Paul Jr. because he never votes for the Republican Party. So they're using Jeffrey Epstein as a deflection from the tremendous success that we're having as a party.
Yeah, and not only the problems I've been talking about, but like Trump just said, got to help focus on the success. You know? We're getting some big wins. Let me see what this one is about. Is this about? I'm not sure. Let me see.
You said they want to talk. You said Venezuela wants to talk. What does that mean?
Venezuela would like to talk. What does it mean? You tell me. I don't know.
You want to talk to them?
I talk to anybody. I talk to you, right? I talk to anybody. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's Maduro. He said, yeah, I'll talk to him. I talk to anybody. I talk to you. Why wouldn't I talk to Maduro? You're probably worse than Maduro. And I think this is where he talks about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Nobody really cares, except, some people go cuckoo over,
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her. Okay, what about you?
Are you negotiating?
Yeah, we don't care. We don't care about Tucker Carlson. We don't care about Marjorie Taylor Greene or Nick Fuentes. He's got a damn country to run with a lot of problems. Holy cow, I put up a coffee link and I had 20 people leave? I'll quit putting it up then. Speaking of that, they're going commie over coffee. No contract, no coffee. Okay, you waddle around and put coffee in a cup. Oh, thank you, Roland. I appreciate that. Let me give Roland some booms here. Ha ha ha. Here we go, Roland. I'm going to put a boom on the screen for you. Pow! Boom! Pow! There you go. Well, at least I'll be insulated from the commies that are trying to nationalize even a flipping cup of coffee. Starbucks baristas are set to walk off the job in dozens of U.S. cities on Thursday. Good. I tell you what, buy stock in Mr. Coffee. People will be buying their own coffee pots and making their own damn coffee. You'll pay for your coffee pot in a week, okay? And then they can go find something else to do. Aiming to galvanize public support and pressure the company on Red Cup Day. More than 1,000 Starbucks workers will go on strike in about 65 stores, scattered across states as far-flung as California. Who gives a damn? You can't expect. Here's Zoran Mamdani. He's down with that stuff, baby. Red Cup Rebellion. There he is. Why is it Red Cup? That's the color for the People's Party, the Soviet Union, Bolsheviks. Mom Dami back Starbucks strike. No kidding. I'll tell you what, I'll never buy from a Starbucks. Like I said, you can pay for your own very own coffee pot and whatever kind of sugary little foo-foo stuff you want to put in there. In a week, you'll pay for it. So I don't know how that went for them. I hope it blew up in their faces. What else have I got up there? Oh, I still got something up there. Huh. Let me get that down. My screen froze up. What in the world? I got to put something up about a person. Oh, there it is. Get out of here. Get out of here. We don't care about that. Well, I'm going to put up something about somebody we all know and grew up with. Dick Van Dyke. Don't worry, he's still with us. But you know what? It's sad because he had yes, and I've always liked Dick Van Dyke. But he got interviewed, and he's getting ready to turn 100 years old. And it's a shame he has TDS. It's frustrating to feel diminished in the world, physically and socially. I get invites to events or offers for gigs in New York or Chicago, but that kind of travel takes so much out of me that I have to say no. Dick Van Dyke. So last time I saw him, he was walking with a cane and was very upset of that Trump won. And he was saying that he's not going to be alive to see bad things. You know, it was not a good interview. A quick walking interview. He didn't say much, but hopefully he's doing better mentally. Hollywood legend Dick Van Dyke is the first to admit things aren't as easy for him at his age, but he's still taking care of himself. In a Sunday Times essay published November 13th, Van Dyke, 99, opened up about the physical deterioration he experiences in his day-to-day life, from foot problems to declining eyesight. He added that he has trouble maintaining focus in group conversations and frequently complains about his hearing aids. Almost all of my visiting with folks has to happen at my house, wrote the Mary Poppins star. Still, the Emmy Award winner is determined to keep living a long, healthy life with his 100th birthday coming up December 13th, and revealed he tries to go to the gym 3 times a week. So, let's hope he does better physically and mentally. Let's see. What's this? Oh, here's Midas Trash Bale. This is the way these people are thinking. You know, unfortunately, Dick Van Dyke got sucked into this same garbage here. Listen to this crap. Trump has completely ruined the country, and it has affected my mental health ever since he got back in, because every single day there's a new bad thing he's doing, and I hear about it. When I say I hear about it, I'm not saying the information isn't important. Don't worry. I think it is. It's just stressful to know every day he's doing a new horrible thing. I want to move to Canada. Watch out, Roland. She's coming your way. But I know it won't be possible right now with my financial situation. When Biden was president, none of these problems were happening. Everyone that kept complaining about how he wasn't doing enough haven't done the research. So I didn't want to read it. I'm sure it goes on and on and on. But these people are living in a dream world. And unfortunately, it's a dream world full of hate. What's this? Oh, Iran's foreign minister said the nation is no longer enriching uranium at any site in the country. I had a report from Ruski News about a week ago where somebody in their cabal was being a blowhard saying, we're going to start up our nuclear program. We're going to get... Now, the foreign minister said Sunday, Tehran's no longer enriching uranium at any site in the country, trying to signal to the West he remains open on potential negotiations over its atomic program. Well, to the person that just typed up all that stuff about wanting to move to Canada, how terrible Trump is, just remember that for the last 50 damn years, we've been worried about an atomic bomb out of Tehran. At least Trump's put the kibosh to that, and a lot of other wars too. So quit throwing your emotional rocks at Trump and try to appreciate the good he's doing. And Marjorie, maybe you should be talking more about the good he is doing. You know, let's see, what's this one? Oh, I'll get to that in a second. Here we go. Marines exchange gunfire with gang members outside U.S. Embassy. What? Did anything pop up in the news about this while I was preparing for my live? U.S. Marines protecting the U.S. Embassy in Haiti exchanged gunfire with suspected gang members last week. Huh. Yeah, well, nobody's reported on it. Diamond Silk's the only ones I've seen report on it. And Trump put this out. NBC Seth Meyers suffering from an incurable case of Trump derangement syndrome. Just like Dick Van Dyke and the person I just talked about. He was viewed last night in an uncontrollable rage. I didn't see any clips from it. Likely due to the fact that his show is a ratings disaster. Aside from everything else, Myers has no talent and NBC should fire him immediately. Well, let's see how long Seth Meyers lasts. So with all this crap flying around, the White House tries to put out something good. They put a post out, welcome to the golden age. And this is what Republicans should be focusing on. The midterms will be here before you know it. Since President Trump took office, companies have invested trillions of dollars into their U.S.-based operations, onshoring and creating hundreds of thousands of new jobs for Americans. Lord Logan, I don't put her up too much. Let's see. Oh, like we were saying, keep an eye on or keep track of people who are fired or step down or resign or don't run again, right? I didn't know it was this many people. Do you all know 47 members of Congress will not be seeking re-election? Who are the 47 members of Congress not seeking re-election? Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, we knew about that. And we talked about probably 5 others. So there's 40 others besides the ones we've talked about that are stepping down. Not going to run again. You know they hang on to this stuff. Well, I'm going to play this for you. I forgot all about it. I was going to talk about this business with Trump and the hemp business. First of all, he's not going to be outlawing pot. He's just taking care of these hemp farms. But how many of you all watch Frank on NPC show? I know he's he'll jump the gun. He blocks people real fast sometimes, but he's been broadcast for a long time. But he gives a good little breakdown of this that I'll play for you and add something to it at the end. He posted this clip on Truth, so I went ahead and uploaded it. But anyway, before I play it, this woman you see on the screen here, defamation leftist podcaster Jennifer Welch says Trump participated in Epstein's child pedophilia ring. What did I say last night? I said, I dare you, woman. Didn't I say that? I dare you. And I said the same thing about Rachel Maddow. That, and I hope you get your eyeball suit out of your head. Well, they went ahead and did it. She's the same one that was kissing Jasmine Crockett shoes. I'm pretty sure. And I also played a tape of her. She's just filthy mouthed. But anyway, here's Frank talking about this hemp stuff or whatever it is.
Jennifer Welch says Trump participated in Epstein's child pedo ring. It looks like someone needs another defamation lawsuit, Mr. President. Yeah? And that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You know? By the way, I'll tell you this. A lot of people are pretty upset that he, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but consumable pot has been banned. Yeah, it was part of the, it was added in as part of the continuing resolution. Let me look that up real quick. They blame him, but this is, again, this is political economic warfare, okay? In which I'm not exactly in disagreement with it. I'll tell you why. For many years, the Democrats have been trying to ban oil. Okay, they've also been taxing the crap out of cigarettes. They've also been trying to ban cigarettes. Okay, for your health, Okay. Why did they do that? Because those industries, those sectors, they also try to ban gas, natural gas. Though the reason why they try to do that is because those sectors generally donate and contribute to conservative Republican campaign causes. Okay, and that's why. So now we're returning the favor. We're going after their sector. Okay, we're going to make sure that we're going to bankrupt them. We're going to make sure they can no longer afford a respectable campaign. We're going to make sure they can no longer afford ballot harvesting. Okay, I'm very sorry if you lost your weed. You're just going to have to buy it in the black market again. And I'll tell you this, you guys remember that raid in California, the ICE raid where they went into a pot farm? Do you remember the people that they detained? They were children. They were slaves, guys. They were kids who, oh yeah, we're happy to tend your pot fields for food and toys. Yeah, a little PlayStation, a little video game, yeah. $15 little toy. Well, yeah, we'll tend your pot farm. Remember that? Guess which party dominates the pot sector? Them. Okay, so we're gonna ban it for now. Okay, we're gonna bankrupt all these pot farms, and then we're going to make sure that only the right people operate in these, and we're gonna unban it after that. Okay, that's how we're gonna do. So yes, this did happen, by the way. People have been talking about this, and I'm like, oh, yes, political economic warfare. I can already tell what it is. This is, by the way, Donald Trump is the guy who legalized CBD to begin with, okay? A chemical found in marijuana that helps with epilepsy and a variety of other things, okay? That was a big blow to Big Pharma, okay? Because Big Pharma was selling all these treatments for epilepsy and things like that, they're making money hand over fist with. And then he just goes and fucks that up with CBD. Well, now it's been undone, and then it'll probably be focused on dismantling all these pot farms and bankrupting them, and then we'll unban it and make sure that permits are going to be required for it, and then it'll be the right people, the law-abiding people, the people who are not hiring children as slaves to tend their pot.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what he's saying there. But what's important also to say, that farm that got busted that had kids working there, that was a mega farm. And there's gobs and gobs of these mega industrial sized farms working on American soil, and all they're tell me they're not controlled by the cartels. That they're not just moving their operations onto American soil and running their operations air quotes legally, because people like Gavin Newsom and these liberal governors are creating laws that allow them to come onto our soil. Yeah, they might have an American owner, but so did trash companies in New York when the mob came in. Who was running it? Mob. Who's running the unions? The mob. Same thing with the cartels. So just like Frank was saying, along with all the other stuff that he talked about, that it's going to get the criminal element out, and it's going to starve these politicians and, well, I was going to say and criminals. Criminal politicians, I'll put it that way. So people are still home growing, from what I understand. That's, people, there are states with laws that you can grow for yourself and keep so much for yourself, or you just, if you have it for your own use, you're not in trouble. It's these conglomerates that daggone good and well the cartels have gotten control over. And that's not doing American businesses any damn good. And they extract the THC or the CBS or whatever the heck, PBZ or whatever, and make these products and distribute them. And the money's all being made by cartels. The JX never came back. I wasn't yelling at you, JX. I just talk loud because that's the way I am. And come on back and make some friends. I do double my glasses up if I can't see. I stack 2 pairs of reading glasses on top of each other. I learned that from my old friend of mine. When I had what he used to call young eyes. You got those young eyes, Junior. And he would stack up his glasses and read. And my dad did that too. So, cowboy coffee. Oh, boy. Yeah. I like mixing different coffees together. Hi, Yvonne. Yeah, Sparky. I agree with that 100%. Democrats and cartels are the same suit, different bow tie, different outhouse, same smell, different outhouse. So I'm going to play this little clip. Is this guy trying to materially assist in a counter psyop with the American people since he's got popularity, and I believe he's in trouble if he doesn't help out. But anyway, probably got some foul words in it. What is with these people? But anyway, I'll close the video out with that. And I want to thank you all for spending your precious time with me. And I should be going live tomorrow night, I hope. If you're subscribed and hit the notification bell, you'll know when I go live. So anyway, we'll be getting together soon, right? So I'll be talking to you. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Democrats must recognize that Zohran Mamdani is the future of the party. Unfortunately, it's the Republican Party. We've run this experiment many times, and the results are always obvious. Here's capitalist South Korea at night from space. Here's socialist North Korea. Yeah. In 1990, Venezuela was wealthier than Poland. But then Poland, finally free of Soviet-style economics, went all in on capitalism. And now their economy is as big as Japan. And people there have high wages, low inflation, cars, vacations, homes. Meanwhile, Venezuela traded capitalism for Hugo Chavez's Socialism for the 21st Century, which turned out to be like socialism in the last century, or any century, a fucking mess. It turned one of Latin America's richest countries into one of its poorest. Low wages, high inflation, shortages, outages, 8 million people fleeing. If you think New York can somehow reinvent this wheel, you're in for a rude awakening.